Greetings from Troy University. We are so excited that you decided to apply to our university. We are going to walk through the application process with you. If you have any questions about applying, please reach out to your recruiter. We will put their contact information at the end of this video. Let's get started. So go ahead and go to our website, troy.edu. You can scroll down a little bit on the page and hit apply now. If you've already created a profile, this will take you to your profile page. Once you get to the application portal, you can create an account or you can sign into your already made application profile. So from here, you can see a few different options. You can see create an account. You can also see create a graduate profile or create an undergraduate profile. So if you're an undergraduate student, click on create an undergraduate profile. If you are a graduate student, please click on create a graduate profile. And if you are an ESL student, you can create an account. So we are just going to create an account today. So we're going to click on that. So go ahead and enter your information, enter your first name and then your last name, which is also your surname according to your passport. And then let us know your preferred name. So that might be your nickname or however you want to be contacted. Go ahead and enter your email address. If you are filling this out for maybe a friend or a family member, please enter in their personal email address. We want to go ahead and reach the student that is going to be attending the university. Please don't put in your email address if you are not the student. We want to know the student's personal email address. And go ahead and confirm that email address. If you have multiple email addresses, please put the email address that you want to be directly reached on. We also want to know your phone number. And if you want to be reached in by text message, let us know. And you can go ahead and check do not allow or allow for text messages. If you live outside the United States, go ahead and check the box that says outside the United States and enter in your international address. If you're a transfer student living inside the United States, that's completely fine. We invite you to apply, but we'll also need to know your international address. So please enter in that information. If you do not have a zip or postal code, some countries do not have that. You can go ahead and leave that blank. So you can use a drop-down box to enter in your country information. And then we need to know your citizenship status. So if you are a U.S. citizen or resident, we need to know that. But if you are not a current U.S. citizen or resident, just put non-United States citizen. And then we need to know your campus location. So just so you know, if you are interested in applying to the United States and not an online student, you have a few options to apply to. We have our Troy main campus, which is a traditional campus. We have on-campus housing and cafeterias and lots of sporting facilities, as well as on-campus classes. We have the Dothan location and the Montgomery location. As an online student, you would only be able to take online classes in your home country. Our other locations for Vietnam and Malaysia are only offered to those students who live in Malaysia and Vietnam. If you see other locations on your application, maybe for Florida or Georgia, those are not offered to international students. We cannot offer you a student visa for those locations. So just be aware if you're interested in applying for a student visa, you can only come to our Troy main campus, our Dothan campus, and our Montgomery campus. So go ahead and enter your academic level. If you're coming in straight from high school, that would be undergraduate. If you have any bachelor's degrees or maybe a master's degree, that would be, a graduate. And if you're applying for a doctoral level, that would be doctorate. If you're coming just for ESL, English as a second language, please put ESL. So we're going to apply as an undergraduate student, but please put your preference. Your admission type is what you're coming in as. If you're coming straight out of high school, that would be freshman. If you have years of university, maybe you have a bachelor's degree, but you want to study a second bachelor's, you can go ahead and put that. If you're transferring from another university, you would put transfer student. So go ahead and put that information. Just so you know, you probably won't be a dual enrollment student. So if you are questioning dual enrollment, please reach out to your recruiter. Your academic program, there's lots on the list. If you're interested in a thesis or non-thesis, those are typically for graduate students. So if you're interested in one of those programs, make sure you're at the master level if you're interested in those programs. And then your entry term. In the United States, we offer fall and summer for academic. So fall is August and spring is for January. Our summer programs are only ESL. And then create an password and confirm your password. And then we'll go ahead and get started for the application portion. So once you've created your profile, you'll see a few different options on your screen. You'll see if you've created previous applications, you'll see a section that says My Applications. If you've never created a previous application, you'll see an option to create a new application. You'll also see contact information for our admission offices. Again, remember your only option if you're wanting to attend if you're an international student wanting to attend U.S. campus would be Troy, Montgomery, or Dothan. If you are trying to contact us as an international student, you will see our international number on there as well as our email address. So please reach out to us or your recruiter directly. But let's go ahead and get started with creating an application. So create a new application. If you are a U.S. resident or domestic citizen, please create an undergraduate or graduate application. If you do not hold dual citizenship or are a U.S. citizen, go ahead and create an international application. So from here, go ahead and continue to application. You can edit your profile from within the application. Here you can, like I said, you can go ahead and edit everything from your profile within the application. So make sure everything is correct. If it's not correct, once it's submitted, your recruiter will email you to verify all of that information. Again, make sure your address is correct. And then once you get down to the bottom of the page, you can hit submit and continue. In the academic plan section, this is very important that you make sure that your anticipated entry term is dated correctly. If you use a past entry term, your recruiter will contact you to make sure that you have the correct entry term. You want to make sure your academic program, your admit type, and your academic level all match. That you are adding, that you're not adding an undergraduate program with a graduate program. So if you have any questions, please definitely check out our website to see our program list. Maybe if you're interested in physics and you're at the doctoral level, that might not be a program that we offer. So always check to make sure we offer a program before you apply. Save and continue, and then go to our demographics section. This information is very important for you to receive your I-20. If any of this information is incorrect, we'll have to contact you and update this. So make sure that you let us know if you are a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, and if you're currently in the United States. If you are, we have to process your I-20 in a different way. Please let us know if you have any current visas for the United States. If you have a tourist visa, an A visa, the list goes on. Even if you have a current student visa, we need to know this information. So please be as accurate as possible. Please also know that we don't want to know that you want to be on a student visa, but we want to know if you have any current visas in your passport for the United States. We also need to know your citizenship status, your current country of residence, and your country of citizenship, and your city of birth. Your city of birth and your place of birth are a little bit different. So make sure that you have that correct, not necessarily what is listed on your passport, but what city exactly that you were born in. Save and continue. And then enter your academic information. If you're coming straight out of secondary school or high school, we need to know your high school information. If you're coming straight out of college or university and you're applying for a graduate program or a doctoral level, we don't need to know your high school information, but we definitely need to know your college information. So make sure all of this information is up to date and correct. If not, we need to go ahead and have that up to date before we can process your application. So if you type in your application or if you type in your school information and you cannot find it on the provided list, you can hit the button that says school not found, and you can manually type that information in. We will also ask for your attendance month and year and the date you graduated. If you did not graduate from the school, you can hit no, and then go ahead and enter any secondary schools that you attended. If you've attended multiple colleges or multiple high schools, we need to know that information. So at the last page for the writing and signature, if you've used an agent to help you apply to Troy University, we need to know that information. Perhaps your agent is filling out the application for you or is helping you through the visa process. Please let us know by checking the yes box and letting us know the agency name and their email address. Then at the bottom portion, you need to certify all of the questions are true. So let us know that you have not altered your application and everything is verified and accurate. Let us know that if you get enrolled in the university, that you will pay all accrued fees, and that everything that on your, like I said, everything that you're submitting on your application is accurate. That's very important. If you submit any fraudulent documents or if you lie on your application, that is rights for denial. So very important that you provide all accurate information and documents. Go ahead and sign and submit your application, and it will lead you to the payment portion. Please note that we do not offer promo codes on a regular basis. These are only offered twice a year. So if you inquire about a promo code, we will normally email students about promo code availability. So in normal circumstances, you will have to pay that application fee, and it's $50 for both undergraduate, graduate, and ESL students. So go ahead and hit submit, and it will lead you to the payment portion. We accept all major credit cards. If you are paying with a U.S. domestic card, you will need to call your recruiter to set up a payment over the phone. If you do not have a credit card, we accept money orders. So also email your recruiter and we can let you know how to proceed with that. So enter in all the information on the payment page. Do not enter in dashes in the card information or additional spaces that will create an error on the payment page. So just enter in the card information directly as it says on your card without additional dashes or spaces, and then hit pay now. Once you have done so, your application will be fully submitted and you can begin uploading the necessary documents. Once you have submitted your application, you can go back into your application and you'll see a tab that says Supplemental Items and Documents. If you click there, you can see a section where you can upload your documents. Underneath each document, it will show a description of what the document is and what you need to upload. Please note, you can only upload PDF documents. If you upload JPEGs or anything else, the application will be returned to you and you will need to upload PDF documents. So make sure that you do upload those PDF documents and you upload the document in the necessary location. If you upload your transcripts in perhaps the financial statement area or your degree diploma area, the application will be sent back to you. So make sure you upload them in the correct area. So to show you how to upload the documents in the correct area, we'll scroll down to the English proficiency score, and you're going to choose File, and you'll see a box that shows your downloads or wherever you store your files. You can choose from your computer location, wherever you store your documents, and once you choose the file, it will show on the screen an option to upload the selected file that you have chosen. Go ahead and upload, and it'll show the file that you have chosen to upload. Make sure that it is the correct document in the correct area. If it does not match the description below it, then you've uploaded it in the wrong area. go ahead and remove it if it is not the right area and upload it in the correct one. But if it is the right one, then it should show as marked as received. Once your recruiter sees that and has verified it, they will leave it as marked as received. If it is not the correct document, they will make a note and let you know what you need to upload as the correct document. So if you do have any questions about the correct documents, we'll go over that in just a minute. But again, you can see the necessary documents and what you do need to submit. If you do have additional documents, there are some items marked additional items. So for example, if you are a transfer student that is currently going to school in the United States, you may use that additional item to upload your current I-20. Or if you have a current visa for the United States, perhaps maybe a B1 visa, B2 visa, those are great areas to upload those visas in that area. But normally the additional items are typically designated for items that your recruiter will let you know what to upload there. So if you do not have additional items or your recruiter does not let you know what to mark as additional items, you can leave those blank. Please note that official transcripts are not necessary to upload until you have arrived on campus or have enrolled in online classes. Official documents are not necessary to submit unless you have a TOEFL score or a GRE score. Those official documents are necessary for admissions. So let's go ahead and discuss what those documents look like. So our undergraduate admissions requirement, as you can see on the screen, you have to pay your application fee. You won't be able to submit your documents until your application fee is paid. So make sure once you submit your application fee, go ahead and upload those documents into your application. You no longer need to send those documents to your recruiter. And you do need to upload your transcripts and your diploma from high school. If you are a transfer student from a university and you have at least 12 credit hours, which is typically 1 or 2 semesters. So if you are questioning whether or not you qualify as a transfer student, please contact your recruiter and we'll let you know. But if you are just coming out of high school, we need to make sure that you have grade 10, 11, and 12 mark sheets and your diploma or certificate of completion, which is also known as a provisional certificate. Make sure that you upload those in 2 separate areas. Those, again, do not go under additional items. We have designated areas for those on your application under transcripts and diploma or certificate of completion. We also, if you have an English proficiency test score, which I'll show you those in a second, that can help you get a scholarship. So we don't accept medium of instruction letters, but if you have an English proficiency test score, again, that can help you with your visa interview as well as receiving a scholarship. For immigration purposes and receiving your I-20, you do have to upload a financial statement. And if that financial statement is not in your name, you do need a financial statement affidavit of support from whoever that financial statement's name is in. You'll also need to upload a copy of your passport. Please make sure you have a legible passport ID page uploaded into your application. You'll need to make sure that whole bottom section of your machine readable zone is legible. Make sure you don't have your fingers covering up the edges or anything, because we need to make sure we can see all of those bottom numbers on your passport. For graduate applications, again, we need the application fee. We'll need your transcripts and diploma. If you have multiple degrees, maybe a national diploma or higher national diploma, or your first bachelor's, a second bachelor's, or you've started your master's already, any higher secondary degrees, we need those all to be uploaded into your application. And it also needs to be written on your application as well when we ask you for your academic history. So make sure all of that is correct in your application. We also need those English proficiency scores. Again, if you don't have those, that's completely fine. But if you do have them, it can help you qualify for a scholarship as well as graduate assistantship. If your program requires a graduate entrance exam, you will need to make sure you send those scores from the testing center to Troy University at our school code 1738. We do not accept emailed or uploaded test scores from the student. It must be submitted officially from the testing center. Many programs require one graduate letter of recommendation. However, many other programs require multiple letters of recommendation. Again, your recruiter will reach out to you and let you know, depending on your program, if you need to upload more letters of recommendation. For immigration purposes, you also have to submit a financial statement. If the financial statement is not in your name, you also have to submit an affidavit of support. We also need your passport ID page. Please make sure your machine readable zone is legible as well. And many other departments require additional documentation depending on your program. So you may need to submit a resume or a statement of intent. So please reach out to your recruiter, or you can check out your program requirements in the graduate catalog. So in regards to the financial statement, you can see on the screen our estimated yearly costs. The I-20 cost is based on 1 year of tuition, insurance, books and supplies, housing, living expenses, and that makes up the total I-20 amount. So for ESL students, that total I-20 amount, which needs to be reflected on your financial statement, is $18,600. For undergraduate students, the total I-20 amount is $30,300 US. And for graduate students, the total I-20 amount is $28,750 US. That amount breaks down based on, again, tuition and then housing, living expenses, and as well as book supplies and insurance. Insurance is provided through Troy University. Students who are interested in insurance with outside sources is not an option. We only provide insurance through university sources. If you provide an English proficiency score as an undergraduate student, you can qualify for a 50% scholarship. So how that looks, if you provide a 2.0 out of 4.0 cumulative GPA and your English proficiency score, so an IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, we'll review those in a minute, you again can qualify for that 50% off of tuition scholarship. So 50% off of that tuition, we can go back to the previous screen, is about $9,325 per year, based on 24 credit hours. So if you take more classes than the normal amount that's required for your F1 visa, that amount may go up, but this is based on whatever is required for the basic F1 visa requirements. So as a graduate student, you are also eligible for a scholarship that is 50% off of tuition. However, the requirements are a little bit different. So you have to have a 2.5 out of 4.0 GPA. For most programs, and then you also have to have a English proficiency score, and if your program requires a GRE or GMAT or MAT score, you have to submit that as well. So if you qualify for that scholarship, you would also be eligible to qualify for graduate assistantships, and those graduate assistantships would also help you towards your tuition fees. However, with that 50% off tuition scholarship, your tuition would come down a good bit, and that total amount for your I-20 amount would be about $20,000 US. For undergraduate students, it'd be about $21,000. So just so you're aware, our scholarships are very generous to help students out. So if you do provide that English proficiency score, it is very helpful towards your tuition, and it does help you in that visa process. So if you don't have that English proficiency score, that's completely fine. We can offer you the availability to test upon arrival. However, on your I-20, it will show that you are not English proficient because we don't know your English proficiency level until you arrive. So when you go to your visa interview, the visa officer will see that you are not English proficient based on your I-20. And so if you are speaking perfect English, that might be a contradiction. So just be aware of that. And you won't be eligible for an admission-based scholarship until you test out of the English proficiency program. So if you do need to take English as a second language, that's completely fine. We have a pathway program, so you can start in our ESL program and then start your academic program once you complete the necessary levels in our English as a secondary program. So these are the English proficiency test scores that we accept. So if you look on the screen, the undergraduate scores are a little bit less than the graduate test scores, but you can look here to see which test scores we do accept. If you have a Duolingo score or a TOEFL scores, these do need to be submitted officially through the testing center. If you have an IELTS or a Pearson's or a Cambridge, you can submit those through your application. So to review, if you're interested in applying to Troy University, please go to enroll.troy.edu. Once you've submitted your application, please upload the necessary documents to your application. Your recruiter will review your documents to make sure everything's been submitted in the necessary areas. Your application will be sent for review, and the review process takes 7 to 14 business days. Once you received an admission decision, you can go ahead and pay your shipping fee for $50 US, or documents can be emailed to students for free now because of COVID. So once you received your I-20 and your electronic admission packet, you can go ahead and print everything out and apply for a visa. We offer visa assistance through our YouTube videos, and you can email your recruiter for more tips for help. Once you've received your visa, you can go ahead and apply for housing. And once you've received housing, you can go ahead and start your travel plans. And we look forward to seeing you. If you have any questions, please reach out to your recruiter. Their information is on the screen. So we hope to see you soon. If you have any questions, please let us know.